Okay, I'm ready to start this. Quarantine has honestly given me a lot of time to start this because I've been wanting to interview some of my very interesting friends for the longest time. And now I finally get to. So let's see who's on. Hi.
Hello.
How are
Can you hear
you?
me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I hear you too. Amazing. Hello.
Wow.
It's so good to see you.
So good to see you too. Oh my God.
Well,
When
thank
was
you
the
for
last time we saw each other?
we were
It was
we went
January?
yeah. With Mindy. Where did
Yeah.
we go? Oh,
Went
went to that fancy like restaurant, right? On
Yes.
Silver Lake. That you're like white people. And we tried to go to that hookah place and we didn't and we
Oh
sat
yeah.
outside Starbucks and
Yeah,
talked.
so we just sat in the car actually for like 2 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was fun.
it
Oh,
was very fun. But before that, it was 2018, wasn't it? Like the year I graduated.
yeah.
Yeah, so it had been 2 years since we saw each other last.
That's gross.
That's too long.
That's too long. I don't like that.
Oh my God, it's good to see your face. But
Same. Mhm.
um, I want to talk about like where we met because that's an
Oh,
interesting story.
of course. Yes,
Definitely. So we met in Ireland.
we did. We went to study abroad for
Hmm.
political science, UCSD, 5 weeks in Dublin. And it was a lovely time. A lot happened.
Honestly, yeah. There was a lot of things that haven't occurred here. You know what I mean? Like there's certain
Yeah,
things that happen in certain places.
it's a different world for sure
Yes.
in many different ways. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we can definitely go into that. But yesterday was your birthday.
It
Talk
was.
about that. What happened? What did you do?
Not much. I I don't know. We got some Kirkland brand Otter Pops that have like alcohol in them. So had
Whoa.
some of those. And then my best friend Catherine, she went to Hollywood to pick us up some food, some boba, and then we sat in my front porch like 12 feet apart. Um, and just, hung out as like much as we could, and it was really nice. And honestly, like not to be cheesy or corny or whatever, but just like receiving messages from like people like were so nice to like hear and was very sweet. So that was all I needed for my birthday. Yeah, it was really sweet. I mean, I think I'm lucky in that we have technology these days, so I have access to texting and video chat like this and like stuff like that. So I didn't feel too like isolating, honestly, yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. But it's very interesting, like now in because of quarantine and like social distancing and all that, like what type of measures we have to take just to like be
Yeah.
close to people that we like, our
Yeah.
friends, family, stuff like that.
And like things you take for granted before. Because like we were going to plan to go to Disneyland initially for my birthday. And
Yeah.
like that aside, like just being able to see my best friend on my birthday, like becomes a whole thing where it's like we can't even usually when you like would hop in the car with one another, that's so like you take that for granted. Like you just do that automatically. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, now it's definitely in perspective, like, oh, that's something that I should be grateful for, you know?
This is exactly what I see in the future. Like people after this are going to be so much more appreciative. I'm hoping that
Yeah,
it's just going to make the world such a better place if that is the case.
I hope so.
Yeah,
Honestly, next time we see each other and we hug, that hug is gonna like hit different for sure. Like,
absolutely.
yeah, if there's something that's like really a lesson that I've learned, like how valuable human contact is.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. After this, after like once it's safe, I'm gonna like live life to the fullest. Like I won't say no anymore to like hanging out. I'm just gonna like
Amazing.
Yeah, just do it because
Yeah,
you never know. Yeah.
that's insane.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's been crazy. But the craziest thing is my life is still like it's been the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
What's your
I don't
situation?
work.
Uh-huh.
The only thing I did was I went to school, but that was like twice a week.
Hmm.
Now I don't even do that, and I see them over the computer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's another thing too. Like I am also not working. I'm
yeah,
like in between things where it's like I just finished up an internship and I'm starting school this fall. So for all of things like for everything I could be doing, like quarantine happened like at a kind of perfect time in my
yes,
life.
yes,
Because I
yes,
didn't really
I
have any
agree with that.
commitments, which
Yeah,
was great because I didn't have to worry about work or school or adapting to that. At the same time though, it kind of was awful in the sense that like I literally had nothing to do. Like I can't keep busy. I'm all by myself with my thoughts, and that can get kind of like you could drive yourself crazy kind of in that way. But I'm doing what I can, trying to teach myself new skills and stay positive as much as I can and get through it. So, you know.
okay, you brought up so many good points because when you said it started at the most like perfect time, I honestly couldn't agree more. Like it's after I lost my job basically, and we can talk about all that later.
Yeah.
Um, it's after my surgery. It's after, um, my first quarter of taking classes as a graduate student, and everything's just so much like more simpler now,
Hmm.
but also way more complicated on the outside. But within, like, I don't know, it couldn't have happened at the most perfect time because quarantine began like, or social distancing, that stay at home order began on my last week of school. So half of my finals were canceled. That was amazing.
I mean,
um, yeah. And then I had a break for like a month while my school figured out like what they're gonna do.
hmm.
And so within that month, I decided to pick up like drawing and painting and stuff. So I've
Ooh,
never done that before. Like
yeah.
now I have a whole wall of my arts,
I
which
love.
is
No, I've
great.
seen them. They're
Yes.
lovely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm glad. That's something that's really nice about quarantine is like, as awful as it is now, like
Yes.
scary and all that. I think it's
Yeah.
also a good time to like. It's a perfect like once in a lifetime opportunity to like have the time to explore things you haven't before, hadn't had time for.
Yes.
So like drawing, painting, like usually you wouldn't have the time or the thought to do that, or so that's really
Yes.
nice. Yeah, I
Yeah.
also have been painting more and it's nice to like
Yeah.
be creative and use that as a way to
Yes.
consume time.
Everybody's been like enhancing their creativity, but in like different ways, obviously.
Yeah.
Some people with
Yeah.
art, some people like you with fashion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely have like become a fashion like stan.
An
I
icon.
started off, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
I started off with makeup when I was younger. As a way to like, express myself and feel cute and confident. And then it transformed into fashion when it turned more into like, I don't know, growing in terms of like my body stuff and kind of um navigating that through the lens of fashion, kind of using that as a way to explore myself and feel more confident. So yeah, definitely fashion. I was telling you, I now I have time to think. I made a notebook of like outfit ideas. Like I literally have a notebook filled with like
Do you have
white
it?
shirt. Do I it's like in my stuff. I have to go get it. But
Okay.
yeah, it's fun. I feel like people are like, oh, fashion is just like clothes, which is like totally valid. But I think for me, it's like it's become very special and very like part of like my expression and personhood.
That's great. I wish I had that. I don't even know what colors to put together. Like,
Yeah, I just, yeah. I mean, that's totally fine. I love color. I love color.
yeah,
It's really
yeah.
fun.
Once you understand, that's all you see. because in my perspective, I've always been like a sciencey person, like
Mm-hmm.
mathematical, technical,
Mm-hmm.
theoretical, whatever. Like I noticed things more. I noticed, I don't know.
Details.
Yeah, I guess kind of a certain like type of detail, like I don't know, just like sciencey things, like this, what, like the shape, like
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But as I became more creative during the past like couple months, I noticed color. Like you can
Mm.
see the different shades of blue in here. I
Yeah.
never like that would have just passed my mind before. But now like
Wow.
I
That's so
notice like
cool.
colors.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
not just
Like,
blue, it's like light blue
it's
and
two
like
tones of blue.
whatever.
I love that.
Yeah.
No, that's something that like being creative is so like different ways your brain can like process information is really interesting. We can talk about more like brain stuff, like how we think differently and like,
It's
perceive things differently. I always am really fascinated by that stuff.
Yeah, I love that stuff too. And it's been a growing interest in me ever since my surgery. I feel like my surgery was a wake up call, a genuine like
Yeah,
wake up call.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like we both, especially you, have like experienced things the past year or so that like have completely given you your perspective on like life and the human existence and really
Yes.
giving us time to reflect on who we are, what's important, and
Yeah. And
totally.
I'm so happy you know that. Like the first step is like acknowledging that. And then once you see everything in a new like light, I guess, your whole world is transformed. So
Mm-hmm.
there are bigger and better things out there. Like it's a beautiful world.
Yes, it is a beautiful world. Yeah.
Yeah.
People always like say like Sydney, you always like are so easily satisfied by like simple things, like the color of the trees. But I think it's just like, yeah, but have you ever stepped back and be like, yeah, the trees are pretty today? Like that's something you wouldn't really think
Absolutely.
of ever because it's just a tree. But I think just doing that, like those little simple things in life can be so like nice and comforting.
Yeah.
For sure. Try to do that more.
So what do you do now? Like what is your day-to-day life?
I wake up and that's it. I go to sleep.
I
I
can relate.
only yeah, like I don't know. I only have like a set routine I do, which I want to start having a routine because I'm someone who likes structure and I think I've been like falling into like, oh, I don't have to do anything, so I'm just gonna not do anything. But I've been trying to learn software programs because I am starting in fall, like I said, so I want to get a head start on that. Um, I don't know. I've been cooking more
Okay.
and
That's
talking
good.
to friends, FaceTiming, having weekly checkups. I can't speak. And yeah, just trying to do my best to have a good time, taking walks, being outside. I have my dog, so he keeps me company. And yeah.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's on that route. Everyone's doing the same thing. Like everyone's FaceTiming more. Everyone's walking more.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone's out walking. It's
Yeah,
great.
I see so many people outside like my window walking and normally I wouldn't see them.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Yeah, I think my friend Catherine went to Griffith Park. Like she drove by Griffith Park yesterday to like get food, and like it was packed in
wow.
Griffith Park. Like everyone was there. So that's like questionable, but at the same time, it's nice that people are like back in nature and
Yes. I like that. I like the nature aspect of it. The social distancing aspect is a little iffy, but we won't get into that.
yeah, yeah,
But yeah, I don't want to talk about
totally. Yep.
that. I love that. I love that
Yeah.
most companies now are realizing that they're better off like online.
Mm.
So most, like I've heard most companies are just gonna keep it online. And that's giving
Oh.
people more time at home, which you can take it in a good way or bad way, however you feel. But it's I don't know, it's allowing people to stay home more and it's just becoming a more holistic like community. So if like
Mm-hmm.
all of America could become like that, that'd be amazing because different countries are like that. Like in Ireland,
Mm-hmm.
we went together, like people there were just so much more like genuine, right? Like they just
Mm-hmm.
talked out of their like hearts. And
Yeah.
then, like here it's like all business. It's I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
it's
like
different.
yeah, like the emotional, like very carefree like
Yes. Like, there's something
energy.
about it of European
Yeah.
countries that we don't have.
Where I feel like in like America and like maybe California is more chill, like we're more like chill vibes, but very
Chill.
like production focused, very like
Yes. Yeah.
you have to
Very
have to get a nice job, work, and
work.
that's like where your value is attributed to is like how much you can produce
Yeah.
and contribute. Yeah, I feel like people in Ireland are like people who don't feel that way, just like
Yeah.
are living to live and like experience things and
Living to live, not living to like worry, you know?
yeah, or living to work. There's like that Vampire Weekend song where it's like, I don't know, live to work to live. I forgot the lyric, but yeah.
Okay.
um yeah, totally. Like I think there's a nice balance to find where, because honestly, working in income and like staying busy in that way is beneficial. But I feel like you can get really consumed in that. And I think it's nice to have that balance of like, oh, I'll go outside and like enjoy and like prioritize things that aren't work related. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
because you are humans at the end of the day, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, you need to like listen to your heart like actually listen to it, not just like think you're listening to it,
Mm-hmm.
but like lead with your heart. And
Yeah.
that's something like after, years of conditioning for people, including me, like growing up here, it becomes part of our mechanics, our nature,
Yeah,
like to focus on work and like taking that step back, that's a little hard
it's
for
so
most
hard.
people.
Oh yeah, I mean it's
So,
hard for me too. I always have that internal conflict where like I feel like I have to be impressive to people, I have to be successful to people, I have to like that's why I wanted to pursue a PhD initially because I was like I'm doing this for the wrong reasons. Like I just want this so I can seem smart when like is that what I really want? Like what do I actually want?
yeah.
Um so I always have that pressure of like seeming put together when I don't have to do that and I can still be impressive and smart and other ways. Yeah. So definitely I'm learning that for
Yeah,
sure.
for real. I think I was like that too, especially in high school. But in high school I thought like I was, I knew my whole life basically. I had it planned out. And then when
Mm-hmm.
life happens, it's not like that.
No, no. Yeah. Especially like in high school and like before that, like at least for me, I was always identified as the smart kid or like I really had really high grades. So I always like either was held to that standard by other people, but mostly like held myself to that standard of like upkeeping that smart, like, I don't know, persona. And that messes you up as an adult when you realize that like, I don't know, that's not all you
Yeah.
have to be. And that's not like
Yes.
there's so much more. And, you know, I don't have to be just smart. I could be smart and XYZ. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's deep. Dang.
I mean, we're getting deep on here.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. And a lot of people, they just don't know, you know?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard because like that's
Yeah.
what we're raised. That's
Yeah.
how we're raised. That's like how we're conditioned. That's like how society functions as a system.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
when you're in it, you really can't see the outside of it, unless you willingly like do it yourself. Like you need to put in effort to do it yourself,
yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Because
totally.
if it's not you, whatever anybody says around you it's just gonna go past you. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not gonna make an impact unless you within yourself actually
Yeah,
listen to others.
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
like with anything. It's like you
Yeah.
have to be willing to change,
Yeah.
and you can't really get help or help yourself unless you like acknowledge that and make that actual conscious effort to embrace change. So,
Another thing I learned during the transition between like I guess like college and um real life, or like
Mm-hmm.
from high school to college, you know, in those steps, I had occurring like realizations here and there, like of realizing people didn't know. Like, we're all on the same boat. Like, we all don't know what's going on. We're just doing
Oh,
it, you know?
yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, totally. I totally feel that. Like,
Yes.
oh, because let's get deep again.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, like the imposter syndrome that I have is like
Yeah.
ridiculous. And it's been ridiculous my whole life. Like I just feel like everyone else is so amazing and so great and I'm just like not, or like I don't get it as fast as other people, or like, what have you. And this is stupid, but like I always would be like, if I meet someone, like when I met you, I'm like, oh, she's like so cool. Like she's like automatically better than me. Like we're not equals. We're like, she's just like this hot, like cool
Oh,
person. And like I have
thank
to
you,
like,
though.
I know, I mean, yes, it's true. You are hot. But when
Wow.
you automatically like put yourself under people, I don't know if that's not what you're getting, but like just the idea that no, we all are equals. We're all in the same boat. We all don't know what we're doing or what's happening,
Hmm.
and no one really talks about it. So we don't know. So we just think that we're,
Yeah.
lost when everybody lost. Okay.
Yes.
um, and people are
Yes.
really good at like hiding that. So I don't know. Yeah, just like we're fine. We are all fine.
No, yeah.
Um,
Of course, yes. We are all the same in a molecular level. Literally,
true.
we are the same.
True.
No matter, like, if you are water and I am ice, whatever, like, we are made up of the same thing.
We're both H2O, honey.
Yeah, right? Okay, but that was a bad example. Okay, let's say
No,
you're
I got
water
you
and I'm a
though.
tree.
No, I get you though. We're all
Like,
from the
two
same earth.
completely different things. Molecularly, we are the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally.
but once, like, you realize that and, like, you put in into, like, different perspectives, like, building it on top of each other, like, we're just all one. Like, there's no way else to say it,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
atoms make up what? Cells make
Uh,
up all these.
girl, I don't know science, but yeah, atoms
I
make
used
up
to be science. I
something.
used to be a science major.
Oh my God, yeah. Were you
Yeah,
like, what were
for
you?
a quarter.
What were you like, bio?
No, I was astrophysics.
Can I cuss on here? Is that like a thing I can do?
Do it.
What the fuck? Like,
Dude, I've always been interested in astronomy.
that's really cool though. I really
Yes.
respect that
In
and admire
physics,
that.
that was my major. Like, I am going to be a physicist, like my career goal. That was me in high school. I wanted to be a physicist or an astronomer.
Yeah.
And now look at me. I'm getting my MBA in a fashion school.
Yeah. I mean,
Isn't that
things
great?
always end up so differently, but I mean,
Yeah.
you're still killing it. You're just killing it just as much as if you were to become
Yes.
an astrophysicist. So
Yes. Yes. Yes.
it's just a matter of like how life turns
Yeah.
around or
And
doesn't work out the way you think it would.
yeah.
Yeah.
And everything's literally connected. Like, even if I began as a as a physicist, as an astrophysicist,
Hmm.
um, and ended up with, a, a business degree, whatever.
Hmm.
There's like connections and everything, because since I've always been interested in like space and like the connectivity of all things, essentially, we can like take that and put it in business. So in business, you can figure out like what this company wants and how you can market to them, or like what the people want and how to market to them. It's like
Hmm. Hmm.
you make connections everywhere.
Yeah, you can
And
like
yeah,
apply different skills
yeah. And
to a
it's
certain field.
a
Yeah.
combination of all things, which I think is amazing. And that goes for any topic.
Yeah, for sure.
Any topic that you're passionate about is everything's connected.
Yeah, you can like
Yeah.
infuse your passions into really anything you do. That's like me, like where I'm a very creative person, but also like to do things that are very like technical and writing, and like that's my
Mm.
thing. So being able to be creative with writing is something that I'm able to like have the best of both worlds, where I'm able to express both of those aspects of myself. So totally, I think, yeah, if you're passionate about
Yeah, I'm
something,
writing.
you'll be able to explore it in any way you can.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. But you mentioned writing. I've
Yes.
been writing a lot recently for some
Mm.
reason.
Oh, like just writing, like journaling your thoughts, or like
Kind of.
writing what?
Yeah. Um, literally different things, like different, I guess, feelings.
Mm-hmm.
I would, or thoughts. Let's say.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go with thoughts. So one like interesting thought that I would have, I'll just decide to write on it. So that thought,
Mm-hmm.
I like keep thinking about it and I enhance it in a way until it turns into a couple pages.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't
That's
know.
cool.
Yeah,
I
very
like
interesting.
that.
I want to like publish them or put them somewhere for people to read. I don't know how,
Yeah. Yeah, you
but
should go for it. Yeah,
yeah,
I have also been journaling thoughts, which
that's
I
good.
found very helpful for me, because I overthink, first of all, and I also internalize a lot. Like I won't really express my thoughts.
Mm,
So it's been nice to like write it down and like put it out on paper so it's not stuck in my head.
yeah,
And
that's
also like
yeah,
when you do that, you're able to like visualize it and like organize things and really like be able to process them. So I totally see the value in writing, and I'm sure it becomes like a very therapeutic but also like cool thing you can do. Like you should definitely like publish them if you're comfortable. It'd be really
I
cool. I'd
think I
love to
would
read
be.
them.
I am comfortable,
Yeah.
and I'm very like excited to have new people read my stuff. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, one of my classes right now that I'm taking is a creativity class, creativity in business specifically.
Mm. Hmm.
So one of the assignments is to keep a journal. Isn't that
There you
crazy? But I
go.
already started a journal. So I'm like, is it okay if I just submit that? He's like, yeah, of course, but like continue writing in it basically. So that's what I've been doing and I'm very excited in
That's
like
cool.
having him read it basically.
Hmm. That's so
It's
cool.
already at 45 pages, so
Oh,
and it's week 2, week 3.
oh my God.
Yeah.
That's, you're killing it. Oh my God.
Right, it's a whole book.
Yeah.
Publish it.
Yeah. Do it. Yeah. That's so
Mm.
cool. I
Okay,
was just,
so about your thoughts.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about when you mentioned to me that you have no inner dialogue? Can you please
Uh, yeah, I
explain that?
don't have an inner dialogue.
Yeah,
So when I think, it's not like if you put a microphone in my head, it's like it's silence.
that's so interesting to me. Why? Like when
Like
you say think, what does that mean to you?
I think it's not like I'm thinking the words. It's more like I'm thinking the idea of the words, or like the feeling of the words. It's okay.
Okay,
I have a question.
go ahead.
Um, I was watching Freaky Friday the other day with the Queens, Jamie Lee Curtis and
Yes,
Lindsay Lohan, if you're
yes,
familiar.
yes.
And the scene where they first wake up in each other's bodies, you can hear them talking to themselves in their head. Is that how you think? Is that an accurate depiction of your thought process? Because it's like you hear them saying, "Oh my God!" Like, do you actually think "Oh my God" in your head?
Yes. I do. Yeah, I would think that. Yeah, that if something like that happened where mentally I have to say, "Oh my God," I would. And then I would hear the words, I guess, but internally, like as I'm
Okay,
thinking right now, I
okay,
can hear the words that I'm thinking.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Because
not I'm
no,
I'm
no,
not
no. This stuff is so hard to explain. I feel
yeah,
like it's
it's
gonna be
really
so
really hard to think
abstract
of.
and weird. Um, yeah, I don't think in sentences. Like if I was to
Okay.
say like, oh, I have to go to the post office, I wouldn't think in my head the words, oh, I have to go to the post office, right? I would just
Okay.
think like the idea of me realizing I have to go to the post office.
Okay. I get it.
Get it? And like
Yeah.
another thing too, I've found a way to explain this as best I can. When you think of like the way you think, I think, the way you think words and sentences, that feels to me very much in the front of my brain, like very like in front. Whereas the way I think seems very internal, very like deep in my brain. So it's, yeah, it's just more like the idea of something than like the actual words in sentence form.
Okay, no, this is a very good quality to have. You are, this is great. And let me explain why.
Okay, please.
Because I guess talking and like dialogue, whatever, it is very frontal, it is very surface level, you know, it's very like in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like pictures and images, they like resonate deeper within you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the idea of things, because I think things, but I also like picture it too. So I
Oh,
guess I have both. Like
yeah.
I can picture the post office, like you said, and say the word dialogue too. Like, oh, I have to go to the post office, and then a picture of the post office coming into my head, or
That's
something like that, right?
that okay, that's great because I have neither of those.
You don't have pictures, or
No.
you
So
have
that's something
feelings.
else I want to talk about. It's like, yeah, just more like not
Okay,
even feeling, just like the idea. Like I don't even know
okay,
how do I
okay, okay,
explain
okay.
that. Yeah. I was thinking I asked too, like when you visualize something, like your
Mm.
mind's eye, like do you actually see something in your head?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Very sometimes foggy, obviously. Like if it's an old memory, or like if
Yeah.
it's something I'm not that familiar with, you know, items, whatever. Yeah,
Mhm.
it'd be a little foggy, but
Okay.
the image would be
Cool.
there. Yeah.
That's cool. I think like I think I can like visualize things, but like not actually. It's more like a flash or like I don't literally see it in my mind. It's
Yeah.
like an imprint or whatever.
Okay. But do
That's
you have
really,
feelings that go with that
oh yeah.
idea?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That shows you're very intuitive.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. And this is a skill, and I think you should like learn how to like refine it in a way.
Thank you.
Learn
Okay.
how to use it, and it's gonna take you so many places. I'm telling you this right now.
You. You.
Yes.
That's actually funny you say that because another thing I want to talk about was like my spiritual awakening or exploration of
Please
like using
talk
my
about it.
intuition.
Yes.
Um, yeah. As I mentioned before, I always have thought of myself as like very, you know, I was one of the smart one. So I always like had this internal conflict of like me being rational and facts based and very like skeptical of things that are, the paranormal or spiritual. Um, but I also had this part of me that was like curious about it. Um, so I don't know. This is gonna sound very weird, but I've been seeing numbers
Okay.
repeatedly. Um,
That's not weird.
it's
Me
not weird.
too.
Okay, yeah, okay. I used to see 1111. That was like the one thing I'd see a lot.
Yeah.
Like Make a Wish, so that makes sense. I also would see 911 a
Okay.
lot, which is like I because I would explain these away like, oh, that's just like I'm thinking about, whatever. But then once quarantine started, I was seeing 111 a lot, like on the clock, or like the number of likes on a post, or like even on like a bag of groceries, I would see like a code 111 or 222 444.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is like happening way too often. I kept a tally of them every time I would see it.
Did I
Yeah.
show you my album that I kept of like screenshots I took of every time I would turn on my phone? No.
Screenshots. I have
You have
screenshots.
it too?
I have an
Yes.
album of
Girl, me
screenshots.
too. I
Yeah.
did. And then it got too much, like to the point where I had to delete everything.
Yeah. I need to like go back and go through them and tally them more.
Yes.
But yeah, it was happening to the point where I was like, this is too much. I have to like look into this. So apparently these numbers can signify different messages from your spirit guides
Yeah.
or angels. And they all like mean different things. So yeah, I've been like learning about that more recently, and exploring that. And yeah, it's like that again, that like cognitive dissonance where I'm like, of course this isn't real. Like Sydney, you're rational. Like you should know. But at the same time, like putting that ego aside and like letting myself really explore something. Yeah, so yeah, talking about intuition, like that's something that I'm trying to hone in on more.
Yes, and you will get there.
Thank you.
The moment
And
um you want to try, like the more you want to try, the more it will come to you.
yeah.
So it's all about like putting in effort in doing that. But about the repeated numbers,
Hmm.
same thing happened to me. And like people would be like friends that I would not consider spiritually awakened,
Hmm.
but like just friends, like good friends, whatever. I would tell them these like situations, like I keep seeing repeated numbers, and I showed them my album of like numbers, like the time that I keep opening my phone and it's like 333.
Yeah, 333. Yeah.
Yeah, and they would all be like, "Oh, you're looking at your phone too much," or "Yeah, right," or
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you see what you want to see."
Yeah.
But at
Yeah.
this point, like, did I ask to see all these repeated numbers? No, it's like more of like it's happening to me. Like it is,
Yeah.
it's like I notice it because it's happened. It's weird. Like
It's
it's
happening
just
too
a
many
weird,
times.
like it's yeah, at this
Yeah.
point, like I can understand like 3, 4 times, but like to have a whole album full of it, like
Yeah.
over
If you look
I
at my
have
camera roll,
50 like screenshots, like so
yeah.
much.
Yeah. It's made this
I'm like,
myself too, where I was
yeah,
like, okay, well, it's like what's called like confirmation bias, where you're like, you're seeking these things out. So of course
yeah,
they're gonna
yeah, yeah,
happen. Or
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh well, you're looking at your phone all the time because you're in quarantine. So like you're always on your phone. Or uh for this case. So it's like you always like doubt yourself and
Yeah.
or like, oh, your circadian rhythm or like your timing, like your clock, your body's always going to look at the phone at a certain time because
Okay.
your body's used to it.
Yeah.
Like I would always rationalize it in my brain.
Yeah.
But like you said, like sometimes it happens to the point where you can't do it to yourself. Like it's happening to
Yeah.
you and you have to like recognize that.
Yes, you need to
Um
acknowledge it. Everything that happens around you, everything. Like, let's say a picture falls. Everything has a reason for it to have fallen
yeah.
or to have happened.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I realized specifically like right after my awakening. I want to call it, I don't know what to call it. I really don't want to call it something crazy like awakening or enlightenment.
Enlightenment.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to call it that, but like it was the day I woke up. Okay, just the day I woke up from life because I was so
Yeah.
sad and depressed. Not that long ago, like right after surgery, basically, I fell into like a spiral of like I guess depression or darkness or whatever. But it was more of like, why is this happening to me? And then realizing, oh, like I need to change it for it to stop. Like it's not happening to me. Like I need to do something about it. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
within my power to change that. It is not
Mm-hmm.
something outside. It is not an outsider like hurting me. It's me. Like I caused my own depression essentially. But also
Mm-hmm.
the pills I was taking. That the pills that I was taking for pain, I can't just like it neurologically changed my brain. Like I couldn't describe like chemically I felt like I was helpless.
Mm-hmm.
Chemically, like neurologically, like I felt my brain path took a different route and I couldn't change it back until I woke up. And when I woke up,
Mm-hmm.
I felt my like brain power essentially come back.
Yeah, rewire
It
itself.
rewired, yes, literally I rewired my own brain. And that's why you see so much like change in me because I'm not that
You're
person
not the
anymore.
same.
I pulled myself out of depression.
That takes a lot of strength
Yes.
and
Yes, that's why I try to help my friends so much, but it's not something I can do. It's something they have to do and they have to realize that. So I always like try to tell them in that way, because no one told me that, or maybe they did, I just didn't listen. But now that I know, like, I honestly, I want to help, but
Yeah.
and I'm gonna
Yeah.
do my best to help. Like, I want to, like, that's what I want to do, but it is within that person's power to do so. I'm just giving it like stimulus, I guess, or strength, little push.
Yeah. I think like overcoming depression is a very like hard, long battle in a lot
Yeah.
of ways. And
Mhm.
I do believe that like the way you react to things or way you process things can affect like how you feel, obviously, and how those things turn out. Um, yeah, I think sometimes also though, like depression can just be a thing that sometimes you just are not in control of. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like both, I understand both perspectives where it's like you have the power to like change your life and like bring yourself out of a dark place. But also think like sometimes depression can just be a illness, like just something that just happens to you too. So I don't know. It's hard, but I'm so happy for you. And I think you're so strong for like being able to overcome that
Thank you.
yourself.
Yeah, I battled a pill. Like, I
A
battled
pill.
pharmaceuticals. Yes, that's what I had to battle. But
Yeah.
also, like, even before then, I just felt like I was creating havoc in my own life. Like, chaos followed me my whole life,
You,
basically.
yeah, you're someone who there's always something happening with you.
Yes, and
Like
you
always
know
something
that,
happening. I know that
especially
because
in
I'm
Ireland.
the opposite because I'm just like a boring life. But you
Yeah,
have like the complete opposite where it's like there's always someone following you, messing stuff up, and yeah, yeah. In
right?
Ireland, especially, like yeah. Do you feel
Yeah,
like that's different now after this? Like you don't feel like
absolutely. I am clean. Like, I feel so cleansed.
oh
I
my
don't know how to
god,
describe it other than that. Like,
yeah,
all that chaos, I just let it go. I just
that's good.
let go of it, and I am at peace. Chaos is
Amazing.
happening all around you at all times. But as long
Yeah.
as you're peaceful, like within yourself, honestly, like that's all that matters. And how you handle that chaos, that determines,
Okay,
how you
word.
feel later on. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, big respect. Love
Yes.
that. Yeah.
No, I was really peaceful. I don't know. It's great.
No, I feel that. Yeah. I'm someone who like is too empathetic for my own good.
Yeah.
So I totally take on the feelings of others, often negative feelings. So
Yeah.
I feel like I'm someone who like definitely has let the chaos around me affect me emotionally. So I definitely admire that. And like having that inner peace, that like shield seems very like
Everyone
very
has it. That's the
attractive.
thing.
Yeah. I need to
Everyone
find
has
it.
it. If you, yes, once you find it, you're going to know how to use it. But finding it is that difficult part, because obviously for years, what was I, 22 when I had my wake up call, basically? I was
Oh
22,
god.
um, which was like a couple months ago. Okay. Not, I'm not that old.
Yeah. When
But
I was 22,
yeah,
like 10 years ago.
it was a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Um, what was I saying?
Sorry.
It's okay. Peace. Oh my God, Sydney, I
When you had
forgot.
your wake up call when you were 22 about peace.
Oh yeah, I was a skeptic before that.
Oh yeah.
Basically, I've never been into spirituality. This is nothing like I would ever even consider about. As an astrophysicist, I focused on physical things that are
Hmm.
there, like
Yeah,
you study.
exactly. Hmm.
And once I was slapped, literally slapped in the face, that's how I always describe it, by life. Life slapped me in the face to wake
Life was
up.
like, wake
I
up,
woke up.
girl.
I woke up. Yes, I woke up this time. This time. I've been slapped in the face many times by life,
Hmm.
obviously.
Hmm.
Many times in Ireland, many times in my senior year of college, many times after that.
Ireland again.
Ireland. We can talk about that too. But yeah, every time I didn't wake up, more and more chaos would happen. But
Yeah.
when I woke up, I realized, and I controlled chaos in the way it needs to be,
Mhm.
not in the way my ego or like my front surface level person that I was before
Mhm.
thought it was.
Yeah.
If that
No.
at all makes
No.
sense.
I got you. I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Okay.
makes me,
Good.
because like in similar way, I didn't really grow up with religion, and I never really felt connected with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, I was very in the physical realm, like, so I didn't really anticipate me having this experience or like entertaining these ideas. But yeah, now that all this has happened, and especially with you, I'm sure you resonate. Like, I believe in messages. I believe in, like, I don't know why I believe, but I believe in something
Yeah.
that we can't explain through facts or like what is perceived physically.
That's
So
accurate.
I think I'm still figuring that out, but for sure, I definitely believe that life was telling you to wake up, and you know
Yeah.
that's just a thing that exists. So
Yeah. Because
love that.
personally, like, I've been sick so often, and it was like hospital visit after hospital visit. Like, it began with my kidneys. Okay.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember
Yeah.
this. I remember this.
Yes, you
Yeah.
remember it because it was my last year of college. Um,
Girl, I
like it
thought
was
you
my
were
last
dead.
quarter and everything. My grandpa passed, so I went to the funeral. The day after that funeral, I woke up sick, and my mom had to go to Armenia and take my grandpa with her and have another like funeral there, but like a legit one where they put him in the ground basically. So
Hmm.
she flew to Armenia, and I'm sick. I thought I'd get better, but it just got worse and worse. And then it got up to like 104, 105 like fever
Oh,
for over like
oh,
a week and a half, I think. And I lost 15 pounds in that week.
oh my
And
god.
like I ate cucumbers and water, and I
We
would
love
throw it up
cucumbers.
because it was too much. Yeah, because I couldn't handle it. Aren't cucumbers like 99% water or something?
Yeah, they're
That's the
like,
only reason why I had cucumbers, because like I couldn't eat anything else. Like
yeah.
it had to be mostly water.
Mm.
Yeah, it sucked. But
Oh,
after that, I got better. And
mhm.
then I got sick again with the same infection. It was a kidney thing. So I did the whole thing for another week. And then I started having panic attacks. And panic attacks are also like, they're a legit sign that, you need help.
You
And
feel like you're dying when you have a panic attack. Like you feel like
it's a
that's it.
near death experience. Like, wow, this is it. But
Yeah, for
honestly,
sure.
it's an imbalance that I had. Like, it was an imbalance. Like, do you know the chakras and stuff?
Hmm. I
Panic
got
attacks happen.
clear quartz right here.
Well,
Yeah.
they happen if you're imbalanced in those chakras. But also, you
Um,
can look at it as like if you have an imbalance in any part of your life. It doesn't have to be
mhm.
like, you don't have to label it as a chakra or whatever. But your root, like, that's where you feel the most stable. So my
Mhm.
stability was like off. Like,
Mhm.
things around me were happening that I thought were related, but like doctors were telling me, oh, that's not related. But they were. Like, my social life was crumbling apart. Like, like family felt like it was crumbling. And for that reason I got sick. Like my body
Yeah.
took that.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was a wake up call, but I didn't catch on. I didn't catch on until I watched that video with Dr. Joe Dispenza in his interview. I don't know if you know who
I
he is.
I'm not familiar, but
Okay,
yeah.
I can definitely send it to you if you want to watch
Yeah,
it. But
I'd love
he's
that.
a doctor,
Uh,
and he studies the brain essentially, and he has like these meditations, or like, I don't know, like weekend meditation. I don't know, it's not a getaway, it's like more of a study. So where he puts like
mm.
things on people's brains and like has them meditate, and like they actually cure diseases. Like they cure, what's the shaky one? Parkinson's? Yeah,
Yeah.
Parkinson's and like a bunch of other things. I don't know. but
Oh.
it's crazy. And then when I watched that, I'm like, wow, he's making so much sense. And then like something clicked, and then
Hmm.
I woke up. Something
Amazing.
legit clicked, and it was a feeling of like light coming through my chest. As weird as that sounds, but it was legit like a beam of light,
Mm.
and it was amazing.
Aw.
Have you had anything like that? Like any like surreal experiences?
Um, I think I have. I've been like trying to meditate more, because I have a lot of like anxiety. So it's I don't think I've had any like truly surreal experiences like that. But I think there's some times where I'm like holding on to a crystal or something, even though like we can talk about crystals, but like really feeling my body and really feeling like the moment, and that in itself is very powerful for me. Because I get in my head a lot, so it's nice to like really ground myself in that way. But yeah, I've yet to experience something like light coming out of my chest.
Yeah,
So
no, you will if you continue doing what you're doing. You're already on an amazing start. Yeah. it's 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 a not very humbling experience,
I'm sure
and like you create that within yourself. So the power we have is just,
the power we have. No, but really.
and we really don't understand how much power we have.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still finding out, you know, my own skills and like powers and like whatever. Like I'm
Hmm.
learning how to find like the best in me.
Hmm.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, no, totally.
I'm
Yeah.
yeah, it's an ongoing process, and I feel like this is gonna last a whole lifetime. It never
Yeah.
stops. You're never gonna be like, okay,
I
I'm
did it.
I yeah, exactly. Like I know what to do. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I think you'll say that when you're dead. Like, I'm done. Like that's when
Yeah, for
that's when
sure.
you stop. That's when you stop progressing when you die, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. I agree with that. I think like that's something that's definitely true in your 20s, especially because we're your 20s, you're just like figuring life out, and that's just like the theme of our
Yeah.
age group. But yeah, also I think I've come to learn in time that progress is never linear. So it's like we're always growing, we're always like having bad days, like they'll never go away. It's just a matter of like how progress you make, and that's what matters. Like those little steps you take towards bettering yourself, or
Yeah.
making changes that you are proud of. So totally agree.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. Okay. Did you want to talk about your crystals?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Like that's something too, where it's like internal conflict of like this isn't like a thing. Like they're just whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but then the other part of me is like, okay, but like, what if though? That's
Hmm.
like I guess the theme. But they're nice to have. I think what helps me is like they all mean something, and for me, it's nice to have something that's like tangible in my hands that I can like visualize and feel that represents that thing. Because I feel like when you think about like peace, for example, that's like such an abstract term to like embody. So to be able to like hold a crystal and be like, this crystal is gives you peace, like that to me, it's a lot more like accessible for me, a lot more
Hmm.
tangible. So like I enjoy them. I keep them around. I definitely like I'll journal, I'll like write down like my feelings or like what I want, um, like goals, and then I'll keep them around and meditate. And they've been really nice actually. I
That's
enjoy
so
them.
great. Yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah, even if like it's all about what you make of it, honestly. I think that's definitely a thing where it's like if you think they're gonna benefit you, they will. And if you don't, like that's totally chill, and like
Yeah.
however they'll help you as much as you want them to, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. Like
Yeah.
how you look at it determines what it's going to provide for you.
Yeah,
So if you
totally.
look at something and if you're happy, then it gave you joy. If you look at it
Yeah.
and it's just an object, it gave you nothing. You
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if it's like placebo, I'm like, I mean, if it works, it works. And
Yes. Whatever. If it's placebo, like as long as it's
I just
working,
like,
if it's giving
on
you the same effect with less like effort,
exactly.
whatever. Even
Honestly,
better.
I've like stopped caring about like how I am perceived or like
Good.
that kind of stuff. I'm just like,
Good. You shouldn't.
really, what is the point? So yeah,
As
I'm just
long as
having a
you're
good
not
time.
hurting anyone, you know.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm having
You're
a good
doing
time.
things, yeah, that make you
Yeah,
happy.
for sure.
I have some crystals on top of my bed.
Yeah,
I
but
like
give
sleep with
me,
them.
what's your collection? Like, what do you
You know
have?
what? I have no idea.
I
One
love,
is black,
ooh,
one is
one's
pink, and the other is
black.
purple.
I love that. Yeah, because the other thing too is like colors. Going back to
Yeah.
colors, like those can each signify different things. Like
Yeah.
black is usually like protection. So I don't know if you have
Yes.
like an obsidian maybe, or I don't know what you have, but
Should I get it?
I don't know if you want. I
Okay,
don't
hold
know.
up. I'm
All
gonna
right,
bring
cool.
it.
Love that. Hi everyone. Your room is so cute.
Thank you. So here's the black one.
Ooh, I don't know what that is. So
I don't
pretty.
either. Maybe it's obsidian or
Maybe just like an interesting formation. That's so
uh,
cool.
the pink one. It
Ooh,
looks
that's
white.
like a rose quartz.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah,
is. It might be.
yeah, that's
Yes.
cool.
And then the purple.
Ooh. Oh, it's
Yeah,
like
these are
amethyst? Question
maybe.
mark.
You know what? That sounds right. Purple amethyst.
I love it. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, so like rose quartz, like love, like stone of love. So
Oh,
self love,
yeah.
sense of
Actually,
calm. Um,
yeah.
yeah. So
I'm hoping these. Oh, that was loud. I'm hoping these like I don't know the energy of these like whatever they're supposed to represent. You know, marinate kind of
yeah,
as I'm sleeping under them.
totally.
They're on top of my bed.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, like I'm definitely not an expert at
Yeah,
all.
me
Like
neither.
I'm just like a novice. Like
Thank
I don't
you.
know, whatever. They're cute.
Yeah,
Definitely
they're
nice to
nice.
have.
They're just nice to have, and they're
Yeah.
pretty.
For sure. I love how like all these things are Googleable as well. Like they're
Yeah,
very
yeah, but
research.
also Google has way too much information sometimes.
Yeah. Just
So
gotta make sure you're finding sources that are reputable and
yeah,
accurate
yeah.
for sure.
And being able to like know the difference between information and like intuition, I guess. You know, that's also another big
Hmm.
thing because
Hmm.
I've learned things from intuition alone, and then I've looked it up and got information from it.
Oh.
So
Can
I
you give
can
me an
give you an
example?
example. Yes.
Yeah.
For example, I think during one of my meditations, like early on, like when I started meditating, when I had that beam of light feeling after that, I went up in this meditation. I went up into this cloud, okay? And this cloud had like kind of like electricity going through it, but like it wasn't electricity. It was like they were
Like
souls.
lightning,
They were souls. That's all I can
souls,
say. Yeah, souls, like genuine, like I don't know what it was. It
people's
was like
souls.
yeah,
Okay.
consciousness. It was
Did
consciousness.
could, like what they look like?
It was a cloud. It was just a cloud,
Oh,
a
oh,
big,
just a
big
cloud.
cloud. Yeah.
But you could tell there were souls in the cloud.
Yes, I just knew it. That's like
Okay.
I knew that that's what it was.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. It wasn't like a confused like what is that? You know, because that's not a guess I would make. Like, oh, they're souls.
Yeah,
Like
it's just
what
like
a
a
stupid guess
knowing.
is that?
Yeah, okay, for
No,
sure.
I knew it, that's what it was.
Hmm.
And from that cloud there was like shooting like beams kind of coming down from it. Like sometimes when you see the sun rays
Yeah.
going through a cloud like that. Just like different places. And like when you go down those beams, it was like us, like physical beings. So each
Hmm.
one of us have that beam going up to that cloud. where it's neither here nor there. Like it's like in the fourth dimension, like let's just say. It's like it's everywhere at once. But we can't really see it because we can only perceive things that are 3D, right? Three-dimensional. So anyway, as I saw this and felt these feelings that of me, you know, going up to this cloud and like seeing what's around me, I came down and I realized that that beam is called the golden string. So you look into it if you want, but that golden string is what connects you to, some people call it the spirit guide, some people call it, no, whatever, spirit guide or whatever it is, whatever you call it, the universe, life, God, whatever. Everyone's connected, but realizing that connection is something like that takes a lot of effort to do, because we've been conditioned in such a way to not look within ourselves, but instead to look at others, to look at the external and the physical. And that cloud, apparently, after doing research, is called the Akashic Records. And that records, that cloud holds everything that has happened or will happen or is currently happening right now.
Whoa.
Yeah. So this is things I'm seeing and then looking up. So that's what I found super interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
But I felt that because it felt like a cloud of consciousness, basically.
Wow. Yeah. Again, those like messages, like sometimes like, yeah. That's something I used to do with dreams. I used to like dream something, and then like months later it'll happen in real life. And
wow.
I'm
that,
like,
yeah.
Or like I'll have deja vu a lot. And yeah, I don't know what that means, but yeah, I think there's something about like precognition, or you know, yeah, it's really interesting. I was on TikTok, as I am, and they have this thing called like Randonauts. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's like an app where they give you like random coordinates, and you go to those random coordinates, and there's like, apparently you can like go to different realities at those coordinates, or like I don't know, mess with reality. I don't know.
Wait, this is real? Like in real life?
I mean, it's a real thing. I don't know if it's like real.
Okay.
But yeah, just TikToks of people going to these locations that
you need to send me some of that.
Yeah, I'll like send it to you. But I think something that you might be like very interested in, because I was like, I watched too much and I was like, I need to not think about this. Like I need to go to sleep. Like I can't. Like it was my birthday last night. I was like dissociating. Like I can't do this.
Yeah.
But yeah, and one thing they were doing was like manifesting things. Like on the way there, you'll think of like, oh, I'm thinking of a fire. Like I'm just gonna think strongly of a fire. Then we get there, there's like a fire pit in the middle of like the coordinates. I don't know. I wouldn't do it. I don't want to mess with that, but I mean,
it's not a scary thing. I mean, I guess if you use it in a good way, but manifesting is weirdly real. Like from my own experience, I can say that it's real. Let me see if I have any notes, because I have this notebook and I write things in it. Yes. Okay. So it says manifestations that came true. So in January of this year, I have been watching this comedy series on YouTube a lot. All Deaf. One of my friends introduced me to them, and I just watched it. And then I ended up loving it and watched basically everything they had. And I'm like, wouldn't it be cool to like work for these people, or for like, you know, just to get to know them or whatever. And then in January this year, I met one of them. How weird, like, because one of my friends invited me out and I'm like, okay, let's go. I checked the time, it was like 9 p.m. And I'm like, okay, like this will give me enough time to hang out with her and then go home to see my grandma, because it was back in January when I had to like commute from my grandma's house to my house and school, whatever. Anyway, so she ends up taking me to the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
It's in
The West Side?
Sunset Boulevard.
Oh, Sunset. Oh,
I think
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, is that the one with all the names on it? Do you have like all the signatures?
I think
I
so.
know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like a black wall with different. Yeah,
I
know
think
what you're
so.
talking about.
Anyway, that was my first time ever being there, or to a comedy show, period. And she had like backstage VIP, like whatever tickets, or not tickets, but like a comedian invited her. So we went in from the back, and the first person that I see is that very short guy from Game of Thrones. What's his name? Vince?
Peter Dinklage?
Yes.
Peter Dinklage. Yeah.
There we go. Him.
Yeah.
And then the bouncer, or the person tending the people who are coming in backstage, is the guy from YouTube that I'm watching. Like, what the heck? And then I'm staring at him like, this can't be real, right? And I'm like, what's your name? And he's like, oh, you know what? I don't know if I should say his name.
I mean,
it was David Lucas. So he was just standing there. And it was, I don't know, we got to know each other like over the rest of the night. And then I met a bunch of other comedians, like crazy. Because all I thought was like, oh my God, like I want to hang out with these people, or I want to work for them. And then I got to like literally hang out with them, not work, you know. It was better than I had imagined. But beyond all that, I decided to practice manifestation, like on something like just random. I just practiced to see if it was real. So I thought of a necklace, okay, a shell and maybe a pearl in it, like some type of shell necklace that I wanted to see or wanted to buy one day. So I'm at the store with one of my friends, and I see this necklace, and I'm like gravitate to it, and I'm like, what the heck? Like, this is a real necklace. Like, it's like exactly how I wanted, like a little tiny pendant, not something crazy or not made of shells, like very small, and it's just a shell. I'm like, okay, but why do I keep imagining a pearl? So I like look next to it, kind of around it, and I see this beautiful bracelet, which my friend ends up buying for me. Let me get it. Hold up. Look at this.
Oh, so
look how pretty.
Yeah.
And it reflects light.
Wow.
Yeah, this just naturally like this.
So
it changes
pretty.
colors like that.
Oh, they're all like that. Okay. In the camera, it looks like there's different ones.
No, they change.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so I got these. I got my pearls, I guess, you know.
Yeah. Amazing.
But yeah, I mean, very interesting little things here and there. Like, that's why I'm saying it's a beautiful world, because like whatever you ask for, the answer will pop up like sooner or later. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. A testament.
Yeah, right.
To the universe. I love it. It's amazing. You mentioned YouTube. Have you been watching anything in particular? Are you on Netflix?
Oh, you know what? Netflix. Have you seen Midnight Gospel?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Our mutual friends got me on Midnight Gospel. I watched a couple episodes. I have yet to watch more, but yes, I am familiar and very relevant to our discussions. Very mind-blowing. Very like existential, for sure.
Yes, I loved it. It was amazing, and everything I wanted this podcast kind of to be. Spacecast.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I wanted it to be like. And Midnight Gospel it was just beautiful. I don't know.
Yeah. The visuals, you know me, I love the aesthetic.
Yeah, of course.
Stunning. I love the juxtaposition between like those very colorful, trippy visuals and like the very heavy, intense dialogue and like
Yeah.
discussions that they were
Yeah.
having. Like I really appreciate that mix.
Yeah. Oh, the last one made me cry.
Okay, I need to watch it, so
Yeah. Watch. I'm
no
not gonna spoil
spoilers.
anything for you. Yeah.
But no,
Exactly.
I definitely recommend from what I have seen to whoever.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
Did you
great.
watch Too Hot to Handle? Did you watch that?
Oh no, but I've
Tiger
heard of it.
King. Tiger
Tiger King.
King.
Yes, I've seen that.
And I feel like that's like a rite of passage for
You know what?
Netflix
Hold up.
users.
Yeah, it is. But what is your opinion on that? On Tiger King?
Oh,
What did you get?
oh, for sure. Carol Baskin killed her husband and fed him to the tigers. And I feel like Joe Exotic is like deserves what he got, but at the same time, like what's his name? Jeff. What's his name? Stupid Jeff. Jeff.
Yeah, I don't know. At this
I forgot his
point,
last name.
yeah, I watched it a while ago.
He's definitely the bigger villain in this. He's the worst. I hate him, but that's
They were all
my take.
chaotic.
Chaotic.
Oh, yes, yes.
There was not one person that was like,
No, no,
you
no.
know?
I don't. I think there is a lot of ego play, and I don't know. When I watch
Ego
things
play.
now, I see the faults, or like not faults, I'm not gonna say faults, like the flaws, I guess, or like the mistakes people make where they obviously could have avoided, but instead they chose to like interact and create more havoc.
Like the dramatic irony of like, yeah.
Like Joe was definitely one of those. He was a character and he just continued building up on that character until it like got him in prison, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know much about Carol, okay? Like I don't know like if she has secret like tendencies, whatever, but like from the evidence of not having any evidence, like I don't think she killed her husband. Or maybe she did. Good, like whatever. Good for her. Like if he was like not like yeah, because if he was not treating her right, I mean she shouldn't kill people, obviously, but like she is very strong. She's very strong for where she is because everything that she hears from the outside world is Carol's a bitch or Carol's this, Carol's that, you know, like she killed her husband.
Yeah.
What if she like actually doesn't, like she's in a good place while Joe is not in a good place, like as you can see the difference. But I don't know like that whole like the missing body situation, that's iffy. Okay, I'm putting that to the side. Like I don't know, like but if he did like cause all that like trauma in her or whatever, you know, like she was 19 when he was 35, 40, I don't know, married. Yeah, that's not healthy. Just in the beginning, like you just surrounded by not healthy things.
That's true. Yeah. I don't know. I just something about the way she talks, I don't trust it.
Yeah,
I get bad vibes. I'm like
yeah. I understand.
But that's really funny. Yeah. I love these takes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean a lot of chaos, a lot of trauma.
You have peace as your shield to protect you from the chaos.
That's why I'm not like completely putting myself out there on that, because it's just I don't want to be involved in things like that. But like the fact that there are more tigers in captivity than in wildlife, that's
what should be talked about.
Yes,
that's what should be prioritized.
Yes, that's the deep issue.
People care about the drama. That's the tea. They care about the tea is the tea.
Yeah.
Instead of like actual.
That's true.
Animals.
Yeah.
Preservation of wildlife, but
I know there are people that care, but I guess what we see in media is like more trauma filled than anything.
Yeah. Media.
Which sucks. Because important things go unnoticed in some situations.
Yeah. I appreciate like there's more activism on social media, which has been nice, but for sure like especially in like mainstream media, it's all about views and ratings and all that. But
my god. Okay. Well, um, I want to talk about the strictness of parenting because I remember we
Oh,
bonded over this
yeah,
at some point.
for
And like
sure.
we both grew up with strict parents, but
Hmm.
explain your situation.
Oh, yeah. So I guess like strict, but more so like overprotective, I think is more accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm an only child, the first grandchild in um an Arab family. So just I think just like culture has a lot to do with it, but also just like me being a young girl, being the only child. Yeah, so I like okay, just to give you perspective, I my house is 3 doors down from my elementary school. Like I'm not even joking, like quite literally across the street from elementary school. But I had to be escorted by my grandma every day to and from. And if it was raining, my grandpa would literally drive me to school, like in the
Wait, that's
parking lot.
cute.
Yeah, like it's really cute. And like I'm not gonna like bash my grandparents because like they were so important in taking care of me and raising me. But that's like kind of the sentiment of like not letting me
Oh,
walk to school like
right.
3 doors
How
down.
protective they are. Yeah, okay. I get it.
Yeah. And my parents too, like I wasn't allowed to go sleepovers.
Yeah, I'm still not.
Yeah, yeah. I just recently was allowed in
Really?
college.
Wow.
Um, yeah. I think like once I graduated high school, went to college, like things changed. But yeah, I can go to the mall. If I went somewhere, I had to be with my parents.
Mm.
Um, yeah, and I think like going to college definitely helped that. Another thing too is like, okay, if I didn't answer my phone, if they called me and I didn't answer my phone, they would like track my location to see where I was. And one time I was actually, I mean, I don't want to demonize my parents because like I understand I would be similar, but I was on a trip to San Francisco with my friend and we went to Six Flags there and I put my phone in the locker for an hour because I was going on the rides. When I got back to my phone was blowing up like 30 missed calls
Jeez.
because they tracked my location and they thought I was in like a dirt, like a field, because I don't know, I think like location wasn't working or like where
Yeah.
they had my phone, but yeah.
Six
So
Flags, right? You said?
mhm. It was
Yeah.
Vallejo, yeah. So just things like that. Um, I don't think I had like the what you imagine to be the archetypical archetype of the college American experience, American high school experience
Mm.
is what I was trying to say. Um, like going to movies, like making out in cars. Like I went to school, went home, did my homework, and played the Wii, and that's my
Hey,
high
that's
school
what I did
experience.
too.
Yeah,
So,
like what was your upbringing like?
I would say pretty much the same. But I didn't live, very close to school, so I did have to be either dropped off or sometimes my grandma would walk me. My grandpa too. Oh my God, I remember when I was in like second grade and first grade. He would always walk me.
Mm,
Yeah, sweet.
yeah.
But anyway, um, they've been protective. Yeah, for sure. I still have to ask for permission to leave the house. Like I can't just walk out not saying
No,
anything.
no,
That's not a
same,
thing. That's
same,
not
same.
okay.
I have
It
to
has to
tell
be a
them
legit reason.
where I am.
And if it's not legit, they're gonna find like excuses to tell me not to go.
Hmm.
It has to be like real, like
Hmm.
you know, I
Hmm.
can't have it can't be something that somebody else can do for me, or like if I'm gonna get food, let's say they could say just get takeout, don't go get it. But anyway, whatever. I mean, that's still to this day, even like especially during this quarantine, it's like that.
Yeah, because I'm back
Yeah.
home with my parents. Are you back
Yeah.
home? Yeah.
Mm.
So it's like there's lots of stuff that went on here. So it's like revisiting that and going back to the place for like, you know, your childhood. It's a very interesting experience. But yeah, even now I'm sure I feel like I'm reverting back to like my high school self just by being back here and like
Yeah, it
yeah,
really does feel like that, especially in college when I would come back for breaks. You know,
yeah,
I don't know if you did that. If you
yeah.
went back home, yeah.
I went like yeah, almost yeah, twice a month. I would come home for the
Oh,
weekend.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like childhood or like high school. Like I'm
Yeah.
revisiting like my old life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then college was my new life, but it was not new. It was temporary. It's a temporary life. Like it had, I had my moments. I had fun.
We both had fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we both had fun.
I
Speaking of
know.
fun, Ireland.
I know,
How did you
yeah.
convince your overprotective parents to go to Ireland?
Um, I think because like my good friend was going, and I
Okay.
think like once I went to college, I think they understood that like I was an adult now and I was growing up, and I kind of like needed these experiences and this freedom in order to like grow as a person. So I think they definitely have changed their ways. So somehow, by the grace of God, they were convinced that I could go, so I went. And yeah, it was the most thrilling 5 weeks of my life.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, because how did you convince your parents?
Honestly, I don't know why they were just so supportive with me traveling. Like they're so okay with that. And
Yeah,
like when I'm home, it's not okay to travel. When
yeah.
I'm out, like they don't mind. Like they were honestly like gave me so much space in college. Maybe that's why I went wild. Kind of. Kind of.
No,
A lot. No, I didn't go wild. Anyway, and they let me study abroad twice. So
yeah,
I
because we went
went
to
to
Greece.
Greece, yeah,
Yeah,
and then I went to Ireland with you guys the next year.
amazing.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah. So it was pretty cool that they let me do all that.
I think it's just a matter of like they want you to experience the world or like
Yeah, and I love
not,
traveling. You know that.
yeah. I know that was my first time out of the country was to Ireland.
Yeah,
So a little baby. So but now I'm like when can I travel again? So hopefully soon I can go back out and
yeah,
I have like a list of places I want to go. But yeah, Ireland was really fun. Whole new experience, whole new
yeah. I don't even remember the class we took. You know,
yeah, we
like
took two
yeah, we took
yeah.
two political classes, but that's
I
the
just
most I can tell you about it.
yeah, I just remember like in the Starbucks at like 3 a.m. studying for the midterm or the final, and that's literally my memory of
Yeah,
class.
I think that's the only thing we did.
That's the only thing, yeah,
Besides
completely.
carrying a backpack. Did I even carry a backpack? I don't know.
What even
What
I
was class?
I remember class was at 9:30 a.m.
Okay.
And we'd all get there, we'd all be like that. I would literally fall
First
like
off, we'd be hungover. Every single one of us was probably
yeah,
hungover.
for sure.
Um, but
I'm
what
like
else?
I feel like I only like went out once a week. I don't know if you remember better than I do, but I feel like I was not
Really?
that. I
I
definitely
think
wasn't as
didn't you
yeah.
guys go to bars more? You went to more bars than you did clubs.
Um, yeah, we went to like Dicey's a lot though.
Oh,
That's like our main place.
Dicey, shout out.
Yeah, that's
For
Dicey's.
real.
If you're a listener in Dublin, um,
Honestly, Dicey's was pretty lit. It was cool. We went out every. I'm talking about me and like
your group, yeah,
the crew I was hanging out with.
yeah.
We went out every single day for 5 weeks. I went
Yeah.
out every day minus 2 days. Okay, I had 2 days off, and Khalil had one day off. One because he was
See,
sick.
I could do that. Yeah.
Every day, party central. It was a work ethic. You had to have it. Like
Honestly, if
a
you
party ethic
transferred that work ethic to,
in academics. Yeah, that's what I
academic,
need. Yeah, for real.
not, I mean, respect. I could not do that. The thing is, like, for me, that was my first time, like, partying, going to the club, or even, like, drinking,
Yeah,
really. Because, again, being a baby, not really having those experiences as
yeah,
a high schooler. suddenly. And also we were underage. Well, I was underage in America. I was like, what, 20 or like 19 when we went. So yeah, it was a whole new world for me. It was very fun. Yeah, totally. I could not do every night like you guys did. It's ridiculous. But I had my moments.
This is why I create chaos. Sorry, what?
Yeah, but I'm saying I had my moments though. Like regardless.
Absolutely. Yes, it was fun, and I remember those moments.
I don't know.
But that's good that you got a taste of like, I don't know if it's freedom or what, but it's like life kind of like without like a different aspect, and like you learned all these new things and like all these new cultures and new environment. Like I'm glad you got to experience that. It's just, and me too. Like I'm so happy to have experienced just a different way of living, kind of, you know, different possibilities out there.
Yeah.
And like we went to England too. Loved England. Yeah. I'm gonna go back. I think that's the only place I would like visit again, honestly.
Yeah, I think like that trip was really short for me, the London trip. So I think I would want to revisit for just a couple of days.
I would live there.
Huh?
I loved it. I think I would live there potentially.
Live there? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just very expensive. Like way more expensive than here.
Really?
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I wasn't looking at the
no price tags.
Wow. The real estate market. I wasn't really
that good life.
I'm like, what could be more expensive than LA?
Dude, England was expensive. Like I brought 100 pounds, right? They use pounds, right? Yeah. Not euros.
No,
I brought 100 pounds with me, and we were there for like 3 days. I used up my pounds within the first day. Ani paid for everything for me. Wow. Everything else, food and everything. I felt bad, but she's like, whatever.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about that. The first day was a lot. Do you remember that day? First day we arrived in London.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. We walked 3 miles?
No, it was like, I don't even know. It was 12 something. Was it 12 miles? I don't think so. It was like a ridiculous amount of walking. Like
that was the first day. Did we carry our luggage?
No, I think we dropped off our luggage before we went. But it was like we arrived at the airport, we went to the hostel, we dropped our stuff off, then we immediately went on the walk. Like there was no time to breathe. Like my physical state aside, like that walk was like ridiculous, but coupled with the fact that I was like physically unwell. Like
you and Diana too.
Yeah, I think Diana had rougher than I did.
Yeah, she was having actual problems.
Yeah, like hers was physical, mine was just more just like
I was getting mad.
Post physical.
Like I was internally getting mad. Like he kept saying it's around the corner, and the corner was 2 miles long.
He's like around the corner, and like he said that for an hour. Where's the corner? Where was it? So bad. God, I want to like go back in my log and see like how many steps we took that day, because I'm telling you, it was like 50,000. Like I'm not even joking. It was so bad.
I don't know why.
I didn't enjoy it.
I didn't understand anything. I was in pain. Like
yeah, because we had your back stuff. So like, or your knee. I don't know what.
No, it was my back.
Your back. Yeah. So like I remember you and Diana were like taking breaks because like, or like you were like on your.
I was squatting. Oh my God, that's when it got worse. That's when my back problems started getting really bad, because like Ireland, first off, a lot of walking. Yeah. Because we're poor college students not wanting to pay for taxis. But yeah, we walked a lot, and that's what started like causing my back pain to get worse and worse and worse until I had to get surgery, essentially. That's a whole other story.
That's another topic. Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that was a funny day, but I do not want to relive it. I would want to look at ourselves doing that, like.
Yeah, I want to watch
but
myself,
I don't want to relive that.
Yeah, pure love it. Like that's like something that you just do, and then like you're like, okay, I did it, and like I had that life experience. Now I'm gonna like move on.
Yes,
For sure.
exactly. Exactly. That's what it was. And
I
like
had my fun. That's it.
I didn't get anything from that. Like I just remember not wanting to continue with this person, like the tour guide, like
Yeah.
wanting to turn back because like I'm like, okay, where are we now? Like the corner was way back there, like
The corner.
we're here. Like,
I can't.
wasn't
Yeah.
it like 3 hours? How long did we walk? 2 or 3 hours?
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
God, what a rough time. And the
Yeah,
thing too with that place who shall not be named, that tour guide on the hike.
oh,
Remember
yeah.
that? That was another thing where I was like, I can't
Wasn't that
deal with
Wicklow
this.
or whatever it was called? Where did
No,
we go?
it was
Oh, Killarney.
Killarney.
Yep. Okay.
I don't want to say it, but yep.
Yeah, no, thank you for being sensitive about it.
Of course, I know.
I think the word hostel triggers me more than
Off spot.
Killarney.
Okay, okay, good to know.
Yeah,
Good to know.
hostel. Like that word just brings
It is
back
hostile.
images. Yes, exactly. I was oh my God, I don't want to like,
No, we don't have to get into it. It's fine.
yeah, but like that old man who was harassing me basically, he is the one who literally terrified me and like made me scared basically to go back to Ireland. I don't know why. I don't know why. But yeah, this man. Terrifying man. He wasn't even Irish, he was Albanian.
That
So
yeah.
he ruined Ireland for me. No kidding. No, I had fun. I honestly had so much fun. And it made such an impact on my life.
Yeah.
Ireland.
I'm glad. And that's where we met each other. So I'm thankful for that for sure.
Yes, and a whole bunch of other amazing people.
Yeah. You know, like
and
you
I
and
miss them all.
I miss them too.
Yeah.
One day we're gonna go have a cute dinner. And
we keep saying this.
I know. Okay, I remember we're gonna plan it. This was like around the time that like things went down with like quarantines. We're like, oh, maybe we should like. Well, I was like, maybe we should hold off, and then we're like, okay, and then shit hit the fan, and now.
Yeah, I remember. Weren't we in that group chat?
Yeah.
Tony, Mindy, yeah.
Where were you when like this all went down? Like mid-March. Like, do you remember the moment? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I have a very strong memory. You know, those like things were like, where were you when this happened? Like, I definitely have a very strong. Because that Wednesday night, I went to the Tame Impala concert, March 11th, which was a 3,500 person venue that was filled up. So, was it the best decision on my part? Definitely not. But you know, we didn't know back then. Like, back then it was like it was on the border where it was like, I mean, if you want to be safe, but like nothing, you know, it's fine. That next day, I slept over at Mindy's place, and then it was pouring on Thursday, like pouring in LA, and we were like at a Dollar Tree looking for toilet paper. We found some, and then we went back in the car, and Gavin Newsom was like talking in the radio about like canceling events that we had just gone to. And yeah, something about like that moment in her car with it pouring out and like listening to the government announcement. Like it was such like an eerie moment.
Yeah.
It's like I will remember this moment for a very long time. Like
that's amazing. First off, that's crazy. That's a beautiful moment if you look at it.
Yeah.
Very theatrical.
Very theatrical.
Holding toilet paper. Did you know?
Cute like the sad music.
Yeah. But did you know toilet paper would be the number one like popular item of the time?
Stupid.
See? Everything, all the elements of eeriness and like foreshadowing were in that moment. That's why you remember it.
Yeah, exactly. And I was saying, New Year's Eve, we went to City Hall to like watch the ball drop, and I don't know what it was about the crowd or like my mental state. I don't know what was happening. They were
Mm.
playing like jazz music in the crowd, and something about like the environment was very eerie to me. Like I didn't trust it. Like I got really bad vibes from where I was. I don't know if that meant something, if that was like an omen or like what, but I don't know. Things like that where I'm like, I
Wow,
feel weird.
mm, like just the general vibe of
A general
New
vibe, it was
Year.
like
Like the new
unsettling.
year is gonna like
Yeah. I don't know if
come
I was
with
watching
like,
too many like horror movies or what, but just something about
mm,
like the crowd and everyone talking and like the jazz music playing that was like so like discordant and like I don't know,
yeah.
weird vibes. So not saying I predicted this, but I'm just saying
Right, no, you predicted this, or
I
you're saying that.
predicted this. um
No, but that's crazy.
it's crazy. I can't believe it. But yeah, it's just crazy to think like this event will be in a textbook 5 years from now, and like you'll have fourth graders defining what COVID-19 is in their little worksheet, and social distancing will be like a vocab word on the test, and like they'll have discussions about like the role that Zoom and like social media played and like coping and like it's just like it's crazy to be part of history in that way, because you think of like the Great Depression, you think of World War II, and you seem so like it seems so distant, it seems so like disconnected from you and your
Yeah.
current reality. So to be able to like experience something like that at that level is, yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah, I mean, history is always like happening. You know, people
Right.
20 years from now are gonna learn about this, or whatever, like different time periods. Everyone's gonna study about what's
Exactly.
going on at all times. But
Yeah.
the Great Depression, that was 20, no, not 20, my bad. That was like 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Like less than that, maybe, right? Wasn't it in the
No,
30s?
it was more. It was like 29, I think.
Yeah,
That's what I
29
remember.
to 32, 30, whatever.
I know history.
Yeah, right? That's less than 100 years ago. That's like not that far if you look at it in the world
No.
perspective.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but we see it because we're just our perspective. We're here, not there. We're here, right? Mind blown.
This is my mind blown dance. Yeah. I can't.
Okay. Yeah, this is nice. This is nice that we got to talk.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You enlightened me with your perspectives and your inner dialogue situation.
Yeah, for sure. I love that's why I can't speak well. Like I've never been much of a talker,
Right.
if it's evident I can't really
Like
articulate well.
show things.
I'm going to attribute that to the fact that I don't have sentences pre-made in my head. I have to turn my abstract nonverbal thoughts into speech. So that's my excuse. So, but thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Anytime.
I'm like, honestly, it's so good to see your face and talk to you.
You
It's always a pleasure talking to you. I feel like you always like hit the good stuff. So
I know, and this is why I wanted to capture all this, like, and just like the depth of conversation, like where it can lead, and like maybe other people can learn from it. That's why, actually, one of the reasons I wanted to ask you to help me name this podcast.
Yeah.
So, the only thing I have right now is More Than Matter. Like,
More Than Matter.
Title. Yeah, like More Than Matter. And then, because it's like, we talk about things that matter, which is nothing. So we talk about nothing. That's the beauty of it. We talk about everything but nothing at the same time. How do you like that?
I live for that.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
I was thinking like something with heat.
Oh, okay, because of my name.
Yeah, like hot seat with on a heat or something. But that's all I could come up with.
That's actually pretty good.
I love a good pun, but I like
hot seat with that name. Oh my god, that's actually pretty good.
Listen, I have a brain. Sometimes
Yeah.
I try. I don't know what else. I'm trying to think. I like more. What was it? More than
More
matter.
than matter.
More than matter. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing matters. I love that too. More than matter. I don't know. I'm so bad at like things on the spot. I need time to think.
Yeah. It's okay. It's just
But I don't know. I like more
tedious.
than matter. Yeah.
It'll put together. Like it will come
Yeah.
together itself. I don't have to force it.
No.
It'll just happen.
It will come in due time.
Yes.
It will come at the right moment.
You got it.
Yeah. So like if no worries if this doesn't happen now. It was just meant to be.
Yes.
The takeaway.
Wow. Yes. Oh my God. Thank you.
Yeah. I love this.
Yeah.
Also so fun.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to add?
No. Just keep it chill. That's it. Yeah, I don't know. You can follow me. Oh, it's time for me to plug myself.
Oh my God. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Yes. Yes.
Follow me on Instagram at Sydney Galaxy. That is SYDNEYGALAXY. And that's it. I have a YouTube channel, Sydney, but just Sydney. So good luck finding that. But
if anything, I could like link it.
No. It's
what
like,
do you post?
It's like it's 3 makeup tutorials I filmed prior to quarantine and a video of Steve Harvey, and that's it. That's literally it. I might have been joking.
That's amazing.
Yeah, good luck finding that.
I will find it actually. Okay, I'm gonna look for it.
Yeah,
that's hilarious. Oh my God. But this is time, like we have free time to expand the YouTube channel, your YouTube channel.
Exactly.
So you can,
I know. I'm like
more.
Yeah, I know for sure. I want to get more into that. Like you do like fashion videos maybe because I'm more into fashion now. And like it's hard because like my parents are here and I don't want to like annoy them or like be too loud. I get it.
My parents aren't home. That's why I like
see
doing this.
I need to like I told my parents I'm like okay I need to be like quiet. Mm-hmm. I have like a thing. So I don't know. We'll see if it's possible for sure.
Okay. Well, I can't wait. Let me know when you do. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Again, thank you.
Yeah, of course. Anytime. I don't think I have anything else to add, but of course we are gonna keep in touch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Good luck with everything.
You too.
And hopefully you stay healthy and happy throughout all this.
Well. Oh, thank you. You as well.
Thank you so much.
I'm always thinking about you, my queen.
And you, my other queen. My side queen.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. I'll talk to you later then.
Talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.